Yo, yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Garrett Spencer. How's everybody doing? I wanted to make this video like on one of my opinions on on the retro games and why I think that they're always going to be winners because why they're always winners because I'll tell you why that is because number one, retro games is really what got video games started with in the first place, and it's also something that brings back memories on to what we to what I grew up on to the games that I grew up playing. You know, like for instance, like the Sega Genesis, like my number one game console, the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and PlayStation, and whatnot, and like I said, retro games is really what made video games the way they are. You know, the way they are up until this day. You know, and the only crazy part about the only crazy part about it today is the crazy prices on these retro games today, and which is why my opinion is that it's important to keep them and take good care of them, and don't lose them or break them because unless if you're lucky you find some of them at a cheap price, like at a store or on another game site. They're going to be really high priced, and some of them are going to be are really hard to find. And like the retro games, it's also are also the best, or also like are the best video games. Just like and also for instance like the retro arcade games as well, like the games that that was made from like Midway, Sega, and whatnot, and like all the best fighting games, shooting games, and just like even the old retro game kiosk that you see in like department stores and toy stores, and and any other stores you can think of, and it just and also brings back that excitement to when you were a kid, like when you saw like you may have seen the video game kiosk in stores or an arcade, and while you're walking with one of your parents, you would just look over at it and just maybe stare at it because that's what I did. Most times I'd get to play, and there was sometimes I didn't get to because it all depends. Sometimes I would always be told no because we're not staying in here long, so had to wait another time. And then it's funny because sometimes the next time comes, one, you don't know when the next time you'll be in that store, and also they might have taken switched out the game that they had in before, to put in another game. But I tell you, but like Sega Genesis kiosk was like like my of course because it's my number one system, but like the Sega Genesis kiosk was very nice and number one system because like I liked the way it was made. Had that just like yesterday at Sears, you see that big blue Sega sign that looked really nice, and also had that blue arcade button on the side, but all it did was just switch you to the next game, and then like there was that, and then there was the PlayStation kiosk, that had the demo discs in them, and had some pretty good decent games, and then N64. Played the Mario Kart. I didn't play the Mario Kart 64 on the N64 kiosk. I actually played it in like this Play Store, and this in Giant Eagle, the grocery store that's here in Pittsburgh. Years ago as a kid, it had like a place called the Eagles, and that's basically like a play area for little kids. Had a Sega Genesis on one TV, had a Super Nintendo and N64. Because it had like two of the same systems, so I think it was one N64, one Genesis, yeah, and then maybe two Super Nintendos. It was something like that, though. It was something like that, and also even and that's part of what retro games did. Like you see them everywhere you go in stores. Especially in especially Blockbuster. Get you wanting to rent rent some of the new games that was probably too high at the time, or you never had or owned or played. But yeah, like retro games, they always gonna be retro games are winners, are winners in my eyes, because of some of those reasons. And then you figure on these new systems, they figure like on some of these gameplays, like I guess on the most popular games, like on the PlayStation 2 or GameCube, or maybe even or something like that. Then you always hear them say, "Oh, they need to remake that. They need a remake of this game, or this game needs to be remade." Yeah, that's what retro games did. Like I said, brings back mad memories, brings back that excitement, and also getting you wanting to play video games like after you get home from school, do your homework, and have dinner, and then you might want to sit down and play them for a while till it's time to go to bed, or they might also got you wanting to play them first and then watch TV and then go to bed, and some people out there who loves video games so much they stay up, till who knows what time to play them. But people are different with video games though. And back in my time as a childhood, like I was so addicted to it, it wasn't even funny, but I couldn't help it. That was the retro games for you. So and like I said, anytime that there was somebody's house that had a game system, I would always be wanting to play. It's like a store, or a game store, or anywhere I see one. I'd always be ready to play. I always be excited and be like, okay, I wonder what games are going to be there this time, or what game's going to be inside the kiosk this time, or or I would just without putting money in the game arcades, I would just be moving the joysticks around and pressing the buttons, and and then sometimes sometimes one of my parents would they would have some change, and they would give me some money to play. Yeah, like I said, the at the airport, it was like the only place I played the Simpsons arcade, and that game was awesome. That game was awesome, and just like you guys see me playing Pac-Man Battle Royale at Dave and Buster's on my video, but Miss Pac-Man is one of the best retro games that was made in the 80s, and it's all. I still like it up until this day. So, there's, like I said, there's just a whole bunch. There's like a whole bunch of retro games that are really good. That are really good. Some you may not have played or seen before, and there's just a whole lot. But I feel like retro games really made video games a success that they are up until this day, and once, like I said, I can't wait till the time comes where they lower the prices on some of these retro games, and that way I could be like, okay, I'm going to get this game, I'm going to get that game. But then, like, if you have a chance to get a game on a certain system that you want, and it's not at a high price, I would just jump on it and get it, and don't think, just get it, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like I said, the price might either rise up, or it might just be out of stock, and ain't no telling when it's gonna be back on again. So yeah, so that's just some of my opinions on why I feel like retro games will always be winners. Like I said, and also games that we grew up playing. So anyway, that's all I really have to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So y'all know what to do. Leave y'all's comments and thoughts down below. Click that thumbs up. This your boy Garrett Spencer. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, y'all, once a gamer, always a gamer. Keep on gaming, y'all.